Dan inilah realiti yang ramai tak nak cakap. When you ignore your own needs for too long, you eventually expect others to notice or make space for you. When they don't, you feel unappreciated. Hi ladies, hello mamas, Assalamualaikum. Welcome back to You Rock Podcast, a podcast untuk high achieving women yang nak redefine success on their own terms dengan lebih calm, lebih clarity and a whole lot more self-trust. I'm your host, Dr. Alia Majid, life coach, mama of 4, soon 5 insyaAllah, and a woman who's also learning to put herself back on her own priority list because truthfully, it's still something I have to remind myself to do. Hari ni, episode is for you if you've ever felt guilty for just wanting a little space, a little break, a little moment to yourself. Maybe you've said, nanti-nantilah I jaga diri, sekarang anak dulu. Ataupun, kalau I rehat, orang ingat I malas. Ataupun, I feel bad kalau I minta tolong. Let's talk about that guilt. Where it comes from, why it sticks, and why you absolutely deserve to take up space in your own life. So let's start with this truth. You were not taught to prioritize your needs. You were praised for how much you could give, how much you could tolerate, how much you could perform, how much you could handle. You're the reliable one, kan? The capable one, the rock of the family, the woman who gets things done. And while that identity has helped you succeed, it's also become heavy. Because beneath the I've got this is a quiet voice saying, I'm tired too, I need something too, tapi I don't want to be a burden. Sound familiar? Guilt comes in when your needs bump into other people's expectation, especially if you grew up being told, jangan menyusahkan orang lain, kena jadi baik, kena sentiasa available untuk orang lain. So now, when you even think about resting, you feel guilty, even though you are exhausted, even though you've done so much. Let that land for a moment. Here's something I want you to reflect on. What do I usually feel guilty for that I actually need? Is it rest? Alone time, getting support, spending money on yourself? Whatever it is, just name it. No need to judge it. Here's what I see over and over again in my coaching clients and dalam hidup I sendiri. When we ignore our needs, they don't just disappear tau. They just show up in a sneakier, more painful ways. You feel resentful but can't quite explain why. You snap over things that wouldn't normally bother you. You finally get a quiet moment but your brain can't relax. And you feel disconnected from yourself and even from your own kids. And that's not because you don't love them. It's because you haven't felt like yourself for a long time. And here's something backed by research. A well-known study by Gross and John found that when we keep suppressing our feelings or needs just to please others, it actually increases our stress and emotional exhaustion. So kalau you've been snapping more easily or rasa disconnected dari diri sendiri, it's not because you're not strong, it's because your system is tired of being ignored. Dan inilah realiti yang ramai tak nak cakap. When you ignore your own needs for too long, you eventually expect others to notice or make space for you. When they don't, you feel unappreciated. Not because you're selfish, but because you are human. I used to feel guilty for the smallest things. Like if I close the door for 15 minutes just to breathe, guilty. Kalau I let the laundry wait so I could take a coaching call, guilty. If I said I need time to be alone, guilty. And for a while, I just accepted that guilt, like it was part of being a good mom or a strong woman. But then one day I paused and I asked myself a powerful question. Would I want my daughter to grow up thinking her needs don't matter? Of course not. I want her to speak up. I want her to rest when she's tired. I want her to feel safe, taking care of herself. So I had to ask myself, what am I modeling right now? The truth hit me hard. The way I treated myself teaches my kids how to treat themselves. And there's actual science behind this. According to Bandura's social learning theory, anak-anak kita belajar dari apa yang dia lihat. Not just apa yang kita cakap. So kalau dia selalu nampak kita skip makan, skip rest, skip jaga diri, skip minta tolong, dia akan fikir that's normal. Tapi kalau dia tengok kita jaga diri, set boundaries, rest with no guilt, that's what they'll grow up to do too. So here's what many people don't realize. Guilt isn't always a sign that something is wrong. It's often a nervous system response to change. Your brain is used to patterns. So when you start choosing yourself, resting, asking for help, saying no to your system interprets that as a threat. This is unfamiliar. It must be dangerous. That's why prioritizing yourself can feel wrong, even when it's the healthiest thing you can do. And it's not just emotional. According to the American Psychological Association, chronic stress and self-neglect can lead to serious health problems like anxiety, sleep issues, and even weakened immunity. So this isn't just mindset, it's long-term well-being. So instead of fighting the guilt, I teach my client to pause and get curious. Try this next time when guilt shows up. Acknowledge it. Okay, I feel guilty right now. That's interesting. Get curious. What story is this guilt trying to protect me from? Maybe like if I rest, people will think I'm selfish, or if I don't do it all, I'm not useful. So instead of that, reframe these thoughts. For example, taking care of me helps me take care of others better. Or I am not lazy for needing rest. I'm human. So this isn't just mindset work, it's nervous system repair. Let's do a quick check-in together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Let your jaw unclench. Your shoulders drop. Now ask yourself, apa yang I perlukan hari ini? Emotionally, physically, or spiritually? Examples, emotionally, maybe space, validation, softness. Physically, it may be rest, hydration, movement. And spiritually, it may be silence, prayer, presence. Even if you don't act on it yet, just naming your need is powerful. Not as a reward for doing everything, but simply because you're a whole human. Sometimes what we call guilt is actually grief. Grief for the version of you who never get to rest. Grief for the years you didn't know how to ask for what you needed. Grief for how hard you've had to work to feel worthy. Let that land. If this episode brought that out for you, know this. You don't have to carry the past. You can start again. And you don't need permission to take care of yourself. If today's episode made you pause and think, bila last kali I actually honored my needs, then this is your gentle reminder. You matter too. So start by downloading the Calm Within workbook, a free soulful guide created for high-achieving women who give so much to everyone else but are ready to come home to themselves. Download it now at the link in the show notes or DM me the word come on Instagram at aliah.majid and I'll send it straight to you. And kalau you rasa macam, I know I need to change something, but I don't know where to start, then book a free clarity call with me. In just 30 minutes, we'll explore what you've been carrying, what your soul is quietly asking for, and how you can begin to honor yourself again without guilt. Book your session through the link in the show notes. Remember, you are not too much, you're not being selfish, you're just remembering who you are. Thank you for being here with me. If this episode made you feel seen, please share it with another mom who needs to hear that she's allowed to put herself first without guilt. And don't forget to follow the show so you won't miss our final episode for this podcast launch month. Slowing down doesn't mean falling behind, finding your rhythm. That one is going to help you soften your relationship with time, achievement, and pressure. And until then, take one deep breath. Do one kind thing for yourself. And remember, you rock just as you are. See you soon. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.